to the launch of D91 TV with In The Fishbowl with Sue Fish. This is your show, so do let us know what it is that you would like us to find out more about. Today our show is going to be focusing on setting up new and specialist clubs. And I'm delighted to welcome with us today Paul Carroll, who many of you may well know. He is the former UK and Ireland Table Topics champion, and he's also president of 104 London Debaters Club. Paul founded this club in September, and it chartered in March this year, and already has 35 members. So I think that's quite an achievement. And Paul today will be sharing with us his reasons for setting up the club, his challenges, as well as the tips along the way. So, welcome Paul, thank you for joining us.
Nice to be here, Sue.
So, congratulations on chartering with 104 London Debaters. So tell us what this club is about and who's it targeted for.
Well, Sue, we are the first and so far only UK Toastmasters Club specializing in debate. So we are targeted at anyone who wants to learn debate. Most of our members are not experienced debaters. Only a few are.
Okay, so who exactly can come along to this? People that, so you're looking for people that are experienced as well as...
No, we don't require experience. We do have an education program. We are working within the Toastmasters education remit, but we are welcoming anybody, as any Toastmasters club does.
So even Toastmasters like me, who may be a little bit scared of debating, will be more than welcome?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So you've kind of addressed this, but tell us more about why this need is being addressed by normal clubs and Toastmasters.
The regular Toastmasters Club is, quite rightly of course, a mutually supportive kind of club, and we are into the self-development that comes with mutual support. Debating is a different kind of thing. In debating, of course, you have an opponent. You have an opponent who's trying to prove he's right and you're wrong. And I think it's a good skill to learn how to deal with that, and that's not quite something that we deal with in the typical Toastmasters Club.
Okay, great. So when setting up the actual club, what support did you get from others?
Well, I got a lot of support from friends in Toastmasters, people I've known since I joined in 2001. And a lot of Toastmasters who left, who got their CCs and left because they had reached a certain plateau, a lot of them came back because this was a new and different skill.
Okay, so it sounds like a lot of personal contacts and networking.
Yes, yes.
How did you get people along to how did you get the committee together? How did you...
Well, getting the committee together was, well, like many of the things, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. There were keen people at the club. There were people, some of whom had served on other club committees, who were willing to do their roles again at 104 London Debaters. And since they were all interested in the club's success, it wasn't that hard to recruit them.
Okay. And how did you get people along to the first meeting?
Well, that we set up our club sponsor, George Chiesa, set up a very extensive, aggressive, even Eventbrite campaign, and I called all the debating friends I have, because I do belong to several non-Toastmaster debating societies. So all the Toastmasters that I knew who had expressed an interest in debate over the years, and a number of people from those societies came along.
So it sounds like you've been planning to set up this sort of club for a while, debating.
Well, I hadn't actually. I'll let you in on something, Sue. The club wasn't my idea. It was George's idea, and I'll admit I was at first skeptical, and I didn't think there would be as much demand as there was.
Okay. So it's exceeded expectations.
Absolutely, and of course, the longer it goes, and the more very fun, exciting meetings we have, and we do, the more guests come back. So we have had a number of new members come purely as guests because they saw us on social media.
I was going to ask about social media, so how did you use that?
The social medium we mostly use, I mean, we still use Eventbrite, and we still get people showing up because of the Eventbrite free scattershot ads, but the social medium we use mostly is Facebook, and we post the debating teams and the winner of best table topics after every meeting. And we tell them all, okay, get your friends to start liking this because it raises our profile. Because of that, we've had a connection, a series of connected likes from friends of friends of friends, which has involved a few people who didn't know anything about Toastmasters showing up at our pub.
Great, so obviously very effective use of social media. So what were the meetings like to start with? You started in September, what were they like?
Well, we had to find our feet. As I say, there are only 2 experienced debaters in the club, and so we had to do a lot of groundwork education. We had a workshop early in January, and that was our largest meeting yet. We had 60 people at our workshop, and the more people get interested in it, the more they take up the education in it, and the more debating they do. One other thing, though, is we do use the Toastmasters manual. So people give manual speeches in the team debates, and we also do table topic debates. So it's not too alien to a Toastmaster.
Mm-hmm. Great. What would you say are the main challenges you came across in setting up the club?
Well, the main challenge, and it may sound like a simple, silly thing, but the main challenge was the venue. Finding and keeping a venue. And I know that's true of a lot of central London clubs. It's probably the biggest challenge that central London clubs face is either the volatility of venues or the price.
Mm-hmm. And have you found a venue that suits your needs?
We have, and we've come to an arrangement whereby rather than pay a fee, we have a minimum spend in the pub, which if you know anything about debaters, they'll always meet a minimum spend in a pub.
So what have you personally gained from setting up a club?
I've gained some new friendships. I've rekindled some old friendships. That personally, I've done that. I've also started putting together what I could only call lesson plans. As one of the experienced debaters in the club, lesson plans, or Toastmasters speak, educational speeches on various aspects of debate. So I've been actually focusing and concentrating a lot of my own attention on debate education and training, which I intend to use elsewhere.
Great, okay. And what one piece of advice would you give to our viewers who may be thinking of setting up their own club?
I would say it isn't as hard as it looks at first. There's a lot of legwork, there's a lot of phone calls to be made, and phone calls are better than emails. I get much more response from that personal outreach of a phone call than an email. But it's all doable. And remember, among Toastmasters, you can always find support.
Absolutely true. So Paul, you've obviously enjoyed the process. When are you going to set up your next club?
I decline to comment on that.
Very tactful. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for joining us on In The Fishbowl today with your insightful journey. It's great. And if anyone is thinking of setting up their own club or in the process of doing so, please do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Next time we'll be meeting with Jean Gamester, our new incoming division director. Tune in next time. Thank you for watching.